So to discuss all the action from this afternoon, I've got former Norwich City star Darren Eadie and from the Press Association, Mark Mann-Bryans. Gentlemen, is that a good result for Norwich? Are we excited about there being a cup replay?
I think it keeps that momentum going from the Derby result. Obviously, with the form before that being a bit patchy, I think any positive result today would have been good for Alex and good for the players, especially maybe last gasp equaliser that sends everyone home happy.
Yeah, they came from behind twice this afternoon, and I guess you were always worried that they may have lost that momentum, but not so.
No, and after one or two changes as well that they made, they had a pretty full strength side up here today, so it was a really good test for Norwich. I think they made a few more, changed things around a bit, but actually I think combated it pretty well. It's still undecided whether it's a decent result or not. You always want to score near the end, of course you do, but if it's going to be a replay, sometimes you want it at home rather than the big long away trip.
I could tell you there were a few professionals in the press box not too happy about the prospect of a midweek trip to the South Coast. Let's talk about the goals, shall we? Because I think in terms of Southampton, the first goal was a cracker, wasn't it, from Virgil van Dijk? What a beautifully taken goal with pretty shocking marking. And in fact, then Norwich were sort of done by Tim Close's injury for the second goal as well, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, Alex has just spoken to us in there and he said Tim Close was naive not to, when he's gone down injured, not just stay on the pitch essentially. He can get treatment, it puts the break in play. The goal came from where he would have been, but obviously he's taken himself out of the game. So maybe that is a bit naive. I think Van Dijk's goal, you just have to hold your hands up, don't you? Say that's a great finish from someone who I think is a fantastic player all round.
He almost came here, I suppose, if Southampton hadn't have outbid Norwich, as is the way. I mean, Norwich did come from behind twice. The first time was from the penalty spot after Cameron Jerome took advantage of Harry Lewis's mistake, 19-year-old goalkeeper. I mean, Norwich didn't put him under that much pressure over the course of the game. Maybe they should have put him under a bit more.
No, they didn't, and yeah, that's the disappointing thing. When you've got a young lad like that who has made that type of mistake, you expect to see a few more balls fired in underneath his crossbar and test him a little bit. That didn't happen so much. Norwich didn't create a huge amount in the game, so I'm not so sure the draw probably was a fair result. I think they had some good chances as well, Southampton, to put the game to bed, but sometimes when your luck's in it, but it's nice to see them come back from going goals behind. That's something they haven't done virtually all season, which is great.
Absolutely. In the second minute of injury time from Stephen Naismith, who personally I thought was pretty good, actually, as good as a Norwich City player on the pitch. Agreed?
Yeah, it's a very dogged performance from Stephen. I don't think he gave up during the game. I think Stephen Whittaker also had a good game. Obviously scored the penalty, set up the equaliser. I think it typified the performance. I think many will be disappointed that after the equaliser it was actually Southampton that reacted to that equaliser rather than Norwich getting on the front foot, and that 20 minutes could have actually ended up costing them the game.
And that's the time when you've got to go and get ahead and win that game. Then if you don't want that replay, you've got to put your foot on the pedal and try and get that game won.
They did look within themselves for a lot of that, didn't they, Southampton? Is that a fair point?
For me, it kind of felt a bit like an under-23 match at times. It was all kind of nicey and not really got anybody going at full tilt, which is what we kind of expect from not just the Championship but the FA Cup as well. We've seen some great ties over the years, but it just didn't feel like that for various reasons, and I think obviously the dip in the crowd didn't help either. We
saw some ex-City players perform for Southampton. Ryan Bertrand, who of course was on loan here for a short period, and Nathan Redmond came on as a sub. I mean, Ryan Bertrand, he's a cracking player. Glenn Roeder could always pick a player, and Darren, I mean, those balls in the box from the left back, brilliant.
Yeah, he did great. I mean, it's nice to see them come back, and Nathan Redmond as well. I think he got a decent enough reception, but there's been players here before that have gone on to bigger and better things and haven't done well here. I mean, Harry Kane, for instance, was a big one of those. So it's it's always nice to see them come back, and always better when they don't beat you.
Yeah, that's true, and I guess there'll be a decision for Alec Neil to make in terms of who he plays in the replay, Mark, because we know that the league is the priority, and that replay is probably going to come between the Rotherham trip and Wolves down here at Carrow Road.
Yeah, I think Alex has made no secret that is the main thing, but if that draw on Monday lands a tie here against a low division team, that puts more emphasis on wanting to win that replay, I guess, doesn't it?
It does indeed, and it's not Ipswich, you've got to go to Lincoln, so there we go.